Hello, everyone. Came in the hashu. Gleva. How's everyone doing tonight? Well, Pahalan Fal Chakur Odavula, I'd like to welcome you all to our Wednesday night Ceilidh, and we are thrilled to have such a great crew here tonight. We are packed here in Mackenzie Hall, and also like to say hello to those who are watching online. Hope you're all doing well, and hope you're ready for a great Ceilidh. We have, for our guests tonight, we have Daryl Keigan, who we'll hear from in just a moment. Let's hear it for Daryl Keigan. I know a lot of you came out to hear Daryl, and it's been a little while since I got to hear Daryl, so I'm really looking forward to it. And we also have Doug Lamey with us here tonight, fantastic fiddler. So let's hear it for Doug Lamey. My name is Colin McDonald. I'll be your host for tonight, and I'll also be doing some playing on the piano, and looking forward to a good night. We have, thank you. We have tea, coffee, oat cakes, and some refreshments at the back of the hall. You can go visit Barbie, and she will get you what you're looking for. And then also we have the Italian Becca. Our washrooms are back, just out the back door, and you'll find the men's and women's washrooms there. So we're getting settled in. Everybody's looking pretty comfortable, and we're ready for a Ceilidh, which is traditionally the Gaelic word Ceilidh just means a visit or a gathering. But what happened at a lot of the visits and gatherings with the Gaelic people is music. So song and stories and tunes and maybe some dancing would often happen at a Ceilidh. So that's why we call what we're doing here tonight a Ceilidh. It comes from that word. So I'm going to start things off with a Gaelic song for you. This is Charekin Heen Mochraniak Gown, I Would Not Desert My Brown-Haired Maiden. And this is a milling song. If you've ever been to a milling frolic, or if you've ever seen one, this would be one of the songs they would sing at the milling frolic. You are oh hari aro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro kinna this me vi soon doch agis cool mochanyak room. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Sound of hoodie and my girl marhillik that dolyakan. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Sket the hoiner clocklum hin ger gown gan chili till you grown. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Charekin sa mochanyak walks on until safonami. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Charekin sa mochiat van auger bahi cloucus kodaki. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Mashi tacher thou kierio kiel nasarin sheen. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro charekin hin mochanyak gown. You are oh hari haro. Happily, thank you. Gleva. So next up we are going to welcome our fiddler for this evening to join us. Please welcome Doug Lamey.
Thanks so much. Let's get the last of tunes to start it off. For those that maybe, where are folks from? Are you folks traveling from all over? San Francisco,
Arizona,
Michigan,
New York.
awesome, New York,
Florida,
Massachusetts. Welcome everybody. So great to have you here. So the music that I'm playing is it'd be traditional Cape Breton music, we'd call it, and it has origins in the Highlands of Scotland. Kind of falls under that Celtic music umbrella too. So the last tune is written by a great composer from Ireland, from Donegal. His name is Tommy Peoples. That is a great tune there, The Green Fields of Glentown. So we'll continue on. We're going to play some, so this music is all instrumental with the fiddle and the piano, and that's the tradition. So there's not going to be any singing from me other than through the violin here. And Daryl will come up a little later and grace us with some dandy songs. So I played a march, and I played a big strathspey from Scotland. The march was written by a fellow named Mike McDougall from just up the Cabot Trail in Ingonish. And just a bunch of reels. An old pipe reel was the first reel. And Jerry Holland wrote a couple of them in there. And John Campbell wrote the second to last reel called Father Francis Cameron. So I don't really know what I'm going to play, but we're just winging it because that's how we do it. Maybe we'll try some jigs, and I'll give Colin a key.
Thank you.
So it'll be some jigs in probably G. We'll try some jigs in G. I don't think I know the names of all these ones, but they all have names. There'll be about 4 jigs all strung together in a medley, right? So the jigs, for anybody who's musically inclined out there, they're in the time signature of 6/8. And as a musician, I count it out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe a little easier to say jiggity, 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 jiggity. But it's a popular dance tune in Cape Breton and definitely in Ireland and Scotland too. So, anyways, enjoy. of those tunes would have been, I think, I used to play with an Irish guitar player, Shay Walker, and he was old when I played with him. He was from Dublin, and he says all the jigs came from Ireland and all the reels came from Scotland. That's what Shay would say, which isn't really that true, but it kind of so most of those jigs, two of them, would probably be from Ireland. Another one maybe has some French. The first one, I think, probably has some Acadian influences to it. I don't know who wrote it. The last one was written by a fellow named Dan Huey McEachern. It went into the minor key there, the G minor, and that's called the Iona jig. And the music, the traditional music, it's one of these things that gets passed down from generation to generation, and it can be through family, but it doesn't have to be. My grandfather was a fiddle player. My granduncle was a fiddle player too. My grandfather's name was Bill Lamey, and he recorded a bunch of 78 RPMs back in the late 40s. And my granduncle played too. His name was Sam Lamey, and this was Sam's fiddle here. And it was made back in 1991, just up probably like, it's probably 20 kilometers up the Cabot Trail. This fellow named a luthier named Clay Carmichael made this back in 1990, 1991 or so. It's pretty special to be playing. And so I said, it can get passed down via like family, but more oftentimes than not, maybe it doesn't. So this place here, the Gaelic College, is a great spot where people come from all over the North America and beyond to learn these traditions, so whether it be fiddle playing or bagpiping, Gaelic singing, piano, step dance, Highland dance. They have like Celtic weaving and all sorts of great traditions being passed along here. My kids attend the Gaelic College. I've got 4 young kids, and they all play fiddle and they dance. We just live down the road in Bedeck. And I've got nieces that come up here too, and they'll take fiddle and guitar and some bagpiping and all that. So it's a great spot in the summertime, especially for learning music. But they do have I was reading, they have some sessions coming up in the fall, which is a little bit new. They start at the end of October, probably right after Celtic Colors. It's every Tuesday maybe, and it's fiddle and dance. So it's fiddle with Margie Beaton. It's awesome, and dance with Anna McDonald, which would be fantastic. We've already talked about sending our kids. So it's probably going to happen. I just found out about it today, though. So let's see. We'll play something. I'll play a set off of my album. My most recent album is called True North. I recorded it back in 2023. I have copies of it over here just by the amplifier there. And it does have a digital download in it too. I realized, CDs. A lot of artists are printing vinyl records again. Just like, anybody who's bought a car in the last 5 years probably doesn't have a CD player in it. It's okay. We'll keep on recording music and putting it out there for folks. So we'll try this one off of the album. It's I might tag a march on the beginning there. We'll go into the Strauss pays and reels. Thanks. Thanks so much. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Daryl will be up. And Colin's going to introduce it.
Let's hear it for Doug Lamey. Wasn't that great? And how's everybody doing? Feeling good? Good stuff. Well, without further ado, we'd like to welcome our second guest for tonight up, but he's number one in my heart. And I failed at my introduction. No, so glad to see Daryl here again tonight, and really looking forward to his music. And let's make Daryl feel welcome.
I owe him $20 for that introduction. He doesn't give out those introductions for free. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to each and every one of you to the lovely Gaelic College here in beautiful St. Anne's. It's nice to be here with you folks. Do we have any singers among you? One or two? Well, I was sitting back over here and I was watching all the feet tapping and the hands clapping. I was thinking, surely there'll be some singers here. And listen, before we go 1 minute further, please give a huge round of applause to Mr. Derek Cameron, right here on sound. And Mr. Ryan McDonald, who's doing the other technical stuff down here. And certainly welcome in to all the folks who are looking in from home and points all over the world, really, you know. Welcome. Anybody have a guitar pick? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of little songs here. I'm going to get the singer singing right away. This is a great song called I'll Tell My Ma When I Go Home. And the chorus of this song says, I'll tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. You'll get it from there. I'll tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, stole my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty. That's your prayer. She is handsome, she is pretty. She's the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she one more time? I'll tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Put my hair, stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she's the belle of, she's courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she? Well, Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Rapping the door, ringing the bell, singing, oh my true love, very well. Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Johnny Morley says she'll die, she doesn't get the fellow with the roving eye. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, stole my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She's handsome, she's the belle of, she's courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she? Let the wind and the rain, the hail blow high, snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma when she comes home. Let the boys come as they will, it's Albert Mooney she loves still. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, stole my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She's handsome, the belle of she is courting. Please won't you tell me this time on your own? I'll tell my ma what hold my hands, hold my home. That's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she? I knew you were singers. Just one quick look at you told me that. If I would have closed my eyes up here, I would have thought I was listening to the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Well, the same but different, really. I would certainly like to say hello to George and Marilyn Christie, who are visiting with us here tonight. Neighbours of mine over in Rossferry, the metropolitan hub of Bullardry Island.
Party hub.
The party. It's a good spot for parties, all right? This next song was written by a wonderful songwriter by the name of Michael Smith. And it's a story of an old gentleman who in his later years has developed Alzheimer's.
I love this song.
Do you really? So do I.
Yeah.
There's a microphone there for harmony.
Yeah, that's okay.
There's a mic there for harmony, I'm just saying. Don't be shy, man. Come on up here. The song, although entitled A Dutchman, it really should have been entitled A Dutch Woman, because this song was written for this wonderful old lady by the name of Margaret. And Margaret is an extraordinary character. In the genre of Celtic music, there are, I suppose, hundreds of thousands of great songs. But every once in a while, a song comes along that just has something extra. And that is definitely this song. I'll never forget the first time I heard this song. There's a great line in the second verse that says, in the evening when the wind is cold, Margaret puts a little bit of whiskey in her husband's tea to keep him warmed up. That's a real love song. Take all your Garth Brooks songs and throw them out the window. That's the real deal right there. I'll teach you the chorus so you'll help me sing it. The chorus says, let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers it for me. Simple little chorus. So don't be shy, okay? If your neighbor gives you a hard look for singing too loud, you can go over and kick them in the ankle. Just kidding, don't kick them. Right key. The Dutchman's not the kind of man to keep his son jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. That's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam was cold, in the morning Margaret brings a breakfast she believes in. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees it sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His cap and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed in. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He watches tugboats down canals, calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. When Margaret comes, she takes him home again. Unforgiving streets to trip him, though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he's alone, calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmills swirl the winter in. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. The tea and whiskey keep away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name, she makes the bed up, humming some old love song. They learned it when the song was very new. They hum a line or two, they hum together in Dutchman falls asleep, Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. And dear Margaret remembers that for me.
What a lovely, lovely song, man. I think Michael Smith has always been one of my favorite songwriters. He writes the most lovely, lovely, lovely songs. Yeah, we have had a wonderful singer-songwriter here in this country, a gentleman by the name of Stan Rogers. Exactly, yeah, I still am a huge fan. Stan Rogers was from Dundas, Ontario. He had family here in Nova Scotia, in a little town called Cancel. Pardon me. And he was a prolific songwriter. He wrote hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beautiful songs. He died when he was 33 years old. On his way back to Canada, he was playing down in Kerrville, Texas, for the Kerrville Folk Festival. He and his brother Garnet and a great bass player by the name of Dave Woodhead. And they had finished their portion of the festival, but apparently Connie Calder was playing the next afternoon. So Garnet and Dave came back on an earlier flight. Stan Rogers stayed to take in Connie's portion of the show. A very fateful decision on his part. On a connector flight from Kerrville into Cincinnati on his way back to Toronto, there was a fire aboard the aircraft. And Stan Rogers, along with, I think it was 21 other people, 22 other people, perished. But as I say, he left some of the most lovely, lovely songs. Now, for those of you folks visiting with us, and I assume that most of you folks are visiting with us, welcome to civilization. If you happen to be out and about, you're in a little gift shop or whatever, if you happen to see it by Stan Rogers, it's a wonderful gift to give yourself. He had, I think, 8 or 9 CDs to his credit, all original stuff, and it's just some of the most beautiful, beautiful music and songs. Now, as I'm sitting here describing this, I'm thinking, Doug just mentioned he has CDs here. Bye, Doug's. Doug and I done a show together last winter up in English, up at the ski lodge up there. And he very graciously gave me one of these CDs and absolutely beautiful, beautiful music. So yeah, if you're looking to take a little bit of Cape Breton home with you. How many CDs do you have, Doug? 2 CDs? Actually, Doug told me that he's giving them away tonight because it's kind of a special night. He's got to charge $20 tax on each of them, but the CDs are absolutely free. Doesn't get much better than that. Derek, can I have a little more of that monitor there, please?
Are you looking for more vocal?
A little bit more vocal, yeah, please.
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, this is a song that Stan Rogers wrote. He done a tour of Hawaii and their surrounding islands back in the early 1970s, and he was playing at a folk club down there called the Flying Cloud. And he encountered some of these old whalermen down there that used to ply their trade in the whaling industry. So he decided that they deserved some songs all of their own. And he wrote a series of songs, there's probably 4 or 5 of them. And this is one of my favorites called Rolling Down to Old Maui. So if anybody happen to know it, you can certainly help a fellow sing it. George is getting primed down there. I see him sitting up in his chair.
I'll sing.
It's a long, hard life full of toil and strife we whaler men undergo. And we don't give a damn when the gales are done, how hard the winds did blow. 'Cause we're homeward bound from the Arctic round, a good ship taut and free. And we won't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale toward our island home. Our mainmast sprung, our whale undone, and we ain't got far to roam. Our stunsail bones is carried away, what care we for that sound? A living gale is after us, thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale through ice and wind and rain. Those coconut fronds, them tropical lands, we soon will see again. 6 hellish months we've passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea. Oh, but now we're bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. How soft the breeze through the island trees, the ice now far astern. Those native maids, them tropical glades, is awaiting our return. Even now their big brown eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see Our baggy sails running for the gales, rolling down to old Maui, rolling down to old Maui, me boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui, rolling down to old Maui, me boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, and I think we're going into an intermission right now, but there's all kinds of great music left. Fiddle and piano will be back up here in a few moments. And yeah, hang out, enjoy yourselves.
Seems like there's no intermission, but definitely feel free to, there's washrooms. The best way to get there is through the middle here and back through the door. And not sure whether they have any oat cakes left back there, but looks like they have a beer fridge and probably some tea and waters. So we're going to play some music, and we'll invite Daryl back up for a big group at the end.
Where would we find your CDs?
Well, there's some CDs just over by Derek over here doing sound. That's the best place there.
Put it in the
It's so much. I'll take them back to the Midwest.
So we're getting there. So we're going to try one more set of tunes, and Darrell's going to come up and sing, and we'll end with a blast of reels. Thanks everybody for coming out and tuning in. And yeah.
What do you have in mind?
What do I have in mind? I didn't have anything in mind. It's kind of nice about the music. It's kind of like, it can be kind of meditative to a certain extent.
What about some of those new Lady Gaga tunes?
Those Lady Gaga tunes? You stumped me. Maybe Daryl will come up and sing some Lady Gaga.
I just give the dancing part.
All right, so we'll play some jigs in A minor to start.
Thank you very much. And thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're going to invite Daryl up to join us for a little finale for you. And I think we may have convinced someone to give a little step if they're still willing to do it. You will remain nameless just in case. But if the tune strikes you and you feel like giving a little step, I'll make sure there's some space here just in case. And big thanks to Derek Cameron on sound. Let's hear it for Derek. And to Barbie at the back, giving us everything we need. And thank you all very much for coming out tonight. And a big thanks to our musicians here, Darrell, Keigan, and Doug Lamey. I'm Colin McDonald, and hope to see you again soon.
Is there a song called The Ballad of Ceilidh? Well, how's it go? Could you hum a little bit? Is there a song?
It's a great song. I'm sorry, okay?
So the other
Derek,
was it yesterday? Him and I were going back and forth on Facebook Messenger.
what's your point?
I said, let's put together a finale. I said, you got a good song. He said, The Ballad of St. Anne's Reel. I said, what key do you play it in? He says, I think it's in D.
Okay, I guess we're back to Lady Gaga again. I'm sorry, brother, I don't know. I just thought it would be a good tune to finish off with.
So, all right, we'll play St. Anne's Reel. I brushed up on St. Anne's Reel. It's a dandy fiddle tune.
You see, this is why bands don't stay together. We're kind of a dysfunctional bunch. Actually, you know what? I consider myself very, very lucky. Over the years, I've played music with both these guys many, many times. Colin is a part of a wonderful group called All Fired Up. He and his two brothers play. They're all over the place playing music. This fella here as well, tearing around the country playing music. We're very, very fortunate here in Cape Breton because it was described one time by a friend of mine as it would be impossible to throw a stone across a ditch without hitting somebody that either played a fiddle or played the guitar or played the piano, whatever the story is. The culture and the music and the history is very much alive here. And we're very fortunate because of it. And people like these guys. Put your hands together for these lads.